Good things come to those who wait. That's the topic we're going to be discussing here today, live. So stick around for all that and much, much more that's coming right. Live from Northern California, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell so that way you won't miss a single thing when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. That's right. I'm here to help as many people as possible get the best possible grip on their life so that way you can all accomplish whatever it is that your heart or hearts desire. That's what we're all about here in Coach Eli's world on the Grip on Life channel on YouTube. And again, we're simulcasting live on Facebook today in Facebook land as well. Welcome to the show, everyone. Before we get started, let me make sure that the notification has gone out, and it looks like the notification on YouTube has gone out. I just want to check out the YouTube backend, make sure it's running smoothly. Yes, it is. And let me quickly go over to the Facebook side of things just to make sure that that is running smoothly as well. Let's listen in. It is, and let me quickly go over to the Facebook side of things. We're beautiful. We're golden. We're ready and set to rock and roll. All right. All right. Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to the show. I took the past few days off for a little R&R. I went out and hung out with some friends, hung out with some family, and just enjoyed my weekend. I know it is a 3-day weekend this weekend, so it's technically not over. But me being an entrepreneur, I'm used to, just taking Saturdays and Sundays off. So my weekend is over and I am back. Hopefully you had a great past couple of days and your day is going well. Before we go further, let me pay special props to this channel sponsor once again. That is none other than the great Troy Brewer, who is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network for all of your product and service needs from the most trusted professionals in the industry. Please visit www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. I almost forgot the website. Sorry, Troy. One more time, that's www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. That's what happens when you take a couple of days off. You can also visit a subsidiary of the Discover Community Network known as the DCN Internet Radio Network. And when you go on that website, you're going to find a bunch of talk and music internet radio stations. And more than likely, one of those talk or music internet radio stations will suit your talk or music genre needs. So if you like talk radio or music radio, please consider checking out www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. One more time, that's www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. Both those links are below in the description on the YouTube side of things. And if you go to those websites and you also find out how to reach out to Troy by phone or by email, and you decide to reach out to him, please don't forget to mention Coach Eli sent you with lots and lots of love. All right. Let's get right to it. I have a couple of blogs I'm going to be going over today, and I'm going to talk about something here. I've received some feedback, some comments from the wonderful world of YouTube on the YouTube side of things, and I'm going to share my thoughts about that at the beginning of the show because it pertains to this topic partially. But first, the title of today's show is Good Things Come to Those Who Wait. Patient people always win in the end. One more time, good things come to those who wait, the famous saying, right? Patient people always win in the end. So last week, I did a stream, and I was sharing my thoughts about my frustrations about working hard, creating great content, having great video and audio quality, and having doing this for like the last 4 years between a former channel I used to run and this one, and not really had any videos go viral yet. It's gotten pretty frustrating. And I had a moment one day, as people will naturally get every once in a while, where you're thinking about throwing in the towel. But that doesn't mean you're going to throw in the towel, okay? I was thinking about that, right? And hey, Furious Reactor Gaming's in the house. Hey, everyone, I just got off work. That's great. Will, a.k.a. Furious Reactor Gaming, welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. Mutt Nuts World's in the house as well on the YouTube side of things and on Facebook. Nobody's commenting yet, but we'll check in on Facebook every now and then as well. So feel free to get your questions, comments, concerns in, and I will answer them as the show goes on. But because of that stream, I got some feedback. There was one person in particular, which I can assume is probably a troll from my past. But he tried to, write something constructive. I did, delete the comment. I did ban this person because I still perceived it as negative, and I don't want my community to see comments and postings like that. So maybe this person was trying to be constructive, but because of certain things that they said, which I'll share here in a second, I perceived it as more of a negative thing, and I just, didn't want to put that out. I did not approve that comment. It was held for review, and my audience doesn't need to deal with people like that. What this person was saying is that you complain that your videos and your live streams don't get more views. But have you ever sat down to realize what the real issue is? Have you sat down and realized that maybe your content is just not that great? You like to read a lot of blogs, and you don't look at what other people in your same industry are doing, and creating something more like that. Okay. All right. So, and then furthermore, he just, shared a few more things, regarding that, he feels that my content is boring and this and that, and I need to spice it up, yada, yada, yada. You get the drill. Here's my response to that and how I feel about it in general. And this is where the topic of today's stream comes into play. Good things come to those who wait. There's one thing I will never do is change who I am and change what I believe in and how I like to help people. I've always helped people in the same ways my entire life. The same ways I've been handling things in my life outside of YouTube and social media for the last 47 years is the same way I do it now. I'm true to myself, okay? First and foremost, you have to be true to yourself before you're able to help anyone else, right? But the truth of the matter is, this guy is saying, other content creators that, he said this as well. He said, other content creators, don't have the high quality you have. It's not about you having high quality 1080p video and high quality sound and taking all that time to set up with the fancy background and all that. It's about the content, and other content creators, they, have, crappy production value, but it's their message that resonates with their audience. Well, sir, here's the thing. I've seen a lot of people, create videos and run channels such as what you're mentioning here. And this is why they're getting traction. They're getting traction because the majority of these channels are not life coaches. They're basically a bunch of angry and bitter men that come from a community called MGTOW. And, they basically, run their content catered 100% to men. and then they blame women for everything. They attack women. They say nasty things about women. And, they just, like I said, come off very angry and bitter. And they get a lot of traction, regardless of what type of, production value they have. They could have, the crappiest, cell phone running a live stream from a cell phone, in low resolution, with a crappy background or no background and crappy audio. And as long as people can hear what they're saying, they're going to listen in because whenever you're talking negative things, such as talking smack about women, which I don't believe in, running my coaching business that way, you're going to get a large audience. Okay. Does that mean they're a better content creator than me? Does that mean that, they're more successful than me or will be more successful than me? Okay. They may appear to be more successful because of what I just said they're doing. They're basically running a hate channel against women is what they're doing. And to be quite honest with you, if you look at it even deeper, they're projecting their own insecurities. They're running that channel because they're so miserable and unhappy within themselves. And they go, on their channels and they talk smack about women, and they attract other like-minded men that are bitter and insecure and immature that, like to attack women as well. So I'm not going to sit here and compare what this guy is saying to what I'm doing and why I'm not getting the traction. Okay. I take a lot of pride in the work that I do. I take a lot of pride to, have a good laptop and a great microphone and great lighting and a green screen and a new awesome background each day. And if I'm going to read, blogs, many, YouTubers will read blogs as something to dissect and compare to how I'm feeling. What I like to do is I like to compare my thoughts based on other people's thoughts, right? Oh, and another thing that this guy said. These people also bring guests on their panels, and they get more traction because of that. So maybe you should start bringing some guests. Well, I'm working on that. And in case you didn't know, sir, the reason why I haven't brought a lot of guests on lately is I've been rebuilding, because I used to bring a lot of guests on my channel, and I had a bunch of nasty trolls and haters out here that pretty much attacked my audience and threatened my audience and scared them away. It was kind of a long story, but that's pretty much what happened. So I'm in the process of rebuilding that. So that's what's been going on. But again, I do what works for me and what's always worked for me. And when the right people come around, when the time is right, like the title says of the stream, good things come to those who wait. I'm waiting it out. I'm being patient about it. Do I have my moments at times where I'm like, man, I've been doing this for a while and, I should be getting more traction, but I'm not. I feel like throwing in the towel, but you know what? I'm not going to. I'm going to keep pushing forward because I believe in myself and this is what I enjoy doing. So that's me. That's what I'm going to continue to do. And for those of you that, it doesn't resonate with, then that's okay. And for good people that it resonates with, that's great. See, here's the thing, another thing. When you run drama channels out here on YouTube, you're going to automatically get a lot of traction. There are a lot of people that I know on this platform that just continue to run drama channels, and they're getting, I wouldn't say they're getting a lot of views, but they're getting 2 to 3 times the views as me, with channels that are of a similar size as mine. But is that sustainable long term? And, how big can you grow a drama channel unless you put higher production value? Look, I can sit here and consider, the Paul brothers, Jake and Logan, and their channels to be drama channels, which is what they really are. They are drama channels. But the reason why they got so big is not only they were drama channels, and probably still are, okay, it's because of the fact that they amped up their production value. So, I'm not going to compare myself to other creators out here that are running drama channels talking smack about women or other people in general. that have low production value, and they just run a basic live stream or do basic videos from their phones. I'm not going to compare myself to that. So that is that. All right. So let's see. We got 14 people here on the YouTube side of things. And on Facebook, I'm not quite sure how many people are there. I can't see that from the back end of Facebook. I wish they would show that, but they don't. So let's do this. I'm going to switch on over to the browser screen. I'm going to dissect one of these blogs here relevant to the topic, and then I'm going to take a quick break and come back and do the second one as well. These are good blogs that are very relevant to this topic. So let's go ahead and switch on over. What the heck? There you go. There we are. There it is. All right. So the title of this article is, "Do you believe the best things come to those who wait?" One more time. Do you believe the best things come to those who wait? If I had to put my say into that, I would say absolutely. Great things come to those who wait and people that are patient. Okay? And we'll get to patience in the second blog. That's going to be about patience. But for example, sometimes, when a guy is looking to meet a girl to date, he is going to try to rush things. The girl really likes him, but he's impatient and he wants to move it forward as quickly as possible. Maybe he wants to sleep with her as soon as possible. Maybe he wants to commit to her as soon as possible, marry her as soon as possible. And that's never going to work. That's never going to work. Even with a woman that's into you, she will completely lose interest in you if you're not patient and you don't wait for the right time for things to just happen naturally through the natural flow of progression. So that's one example there. Another example is, if you're working in the corporate world or for somebody else and, you're trying to get promoted to make more money and be in a better position, right? And you keep getting passed up. The best thing to do is to not complain, is to just keep, expressing that, it didn't happen this time, but next time that the position opens up again or another one opens up, let me know. I'd be happy to reapply. You want to be humble about it. You want to come off as, patient, and that you're willing to wait for your time to come. Okay? How many times have you heard somebody say to you, be patient, your time will come, or just keep moving forward, your time will come? That's exactly what I feel, or how I feel about my YouTube channel. I'm not exactly where I want to be, and I haven't, received a lot of growth lately, but I know over the course of time, if I'm patient and I continue moving forward, my time will come. So, there you go. Do you believe the best things come to those who wait? Absolutely, I do. So let's get right to this here. This was written by Chantel Adams. It says January 26th, but I'm not sure what year this was written in. This was probably pretty recent. But anyway, imagination flourishes in the in-between. It is a magical time when anything can be. If you can dream it, you can do it. Right. Absolutely. If you have a dream and you can dream it and it stays top of mind, if you want to make it happen, you're going to find the way to make it happen. If it doesn't happen right away, you're going to keep pushing forward. And one day your time will come. The best things come to those who wait. Right. Right. Exactly. And patience is a virtue. Telling me. Patience is a virtue. Many people give up early on their hopes, dreams, and aspirations because they have a lack of patience or they lose their patience. Now, the one thing that I feel is kind of okay is what I went through, last week when I felt like, I was thinking about throwing in the towel. And I wasn't going to throw in the towel, but that thought ran across my head. I had a moment. And I didn't lose my patience, but I was just feeling like, man, I'm putting in so much effort and it's just not yielding the results. And today is a day where just nothing is going right, no matter how hard I try to do the right thing. Like, you're going to have those days, like I mentioned on that stream a few days back. You're going to have those days where you give it your best at everything. And sometimes you're going to have a day where everything just doesn't go your way, no matter how good you make an attempt to make those things work. No matter how hard you try or how much effort you put into it legitimately, sometimes you're going to have those days. That's when patience comes into play. And I tell people, like I said on that stream, if you have one of those days, take the day off. Take the day off, go take a bath. I like to take some Epsom salt baths and relax. Go take a walk, go take a hike, get some extra rest. Keep your mind off of it. I step away for a day and then sleep it off and come back the next day, and I bet you'll feel better and you're going to keep on moving forward just like I did. And I'm still here, right? So yes, patience is a virtue. Absolutely. There are cliches we all know by heart. These are cliches we all know by heart. Exactly. We all know those sayings, right? But do we refer to them? Do we ever think about those cliches when we're going through stuff? I do. But the reality is that waiting can be hard. No kidding. People want instant gratification, especially in this modern world. In this modern world of having these smartphones, like my iPhone 12 Pro Max attached to our hips, we want instant gratification. And if we don't get it from someone, we'll get it from somewhere else. We're too connected, right? But if you have that patience and you focus on what you want to accomplish, and then you sit back and you let it play itself out over the course of time, you're going to have more wins than losses. Things are going to start going your way. They're going to pan out. Right this very minute, I'm dreaming of a beach vacation that's still 5 months away. Just thinking about the sun on my face brings a smile to my lips. Yeah, I remember, dating my ex-girlfriend. We would plan like trips like a month or two in advance. Even the trips we planned a month and a half in advance, that really weren't that far in advance. The moment we would book the room and finalize that trip, I would start to think about it. And I just couldn't wait for that day to come, right? Despite the frigid temps lurking just outside my door today, I'm imagining the sand between my toes, warm waves lapping at my feet. Hopeful anticipation brings life to my soul. Well, you're a woman, man. And that's natural for women to think about stuff like that all day, every day, because women are emotional beings, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Like, as a guy, like I was mentioning a second ago, when I plan a trip or when I planned a trip with a girlfriend in the past, okay, yes, I do look forward to it, and I do, start to imagine how cool that trip will be. But then I get over it pretty quickly and I get back to work and I do other things. And as it gets closer to that day, like that week, 3 days away before our trip, then the anticipation starts to kind of build up again. But I get it. Our family has been going to the same resort town for more than a decade. 1 year it rained almost the entire time. Sorry to hear about that. Not only that, but one of my kids came down with a weird infection that involved the daily washing of sheets. Another child, deep in the throes of potty training, tortured us all with her frantic, immediate urges. And one child suffered a short but potent bout of food poisoning. Wow, that's pretty nuts. It's unexpected, right? Sounds terrible, right? Well, yeah, but things happen. So I get it. The best part of that trip was definitely the months I spent looking forward to it. So the anticipation. You're referring it to good things come to those who wait and who are very patient, right? We didn't take many family vacations when I was a kid, so instead of dreaming about island getaways, I fantasized about what was for dinner and the cartoons I was going to record on my VCR on Saturday mornings. VCR, that's dating us, ma'am. Video cassette recorder. VCR. You ask these millennials nowadays and post-millennials what a VCR is, or what's a VCR? We use DVRs today, digital video recorders. Not video cassette recorders. Remember those big VHS tapes? Remember Betamax with Sony? That was the competitor. These things came and went like clockwork. Well, yes, ma'am, because we're in the digital world now. It's more efficient and better quality. And you could stream it over an internet connection. We didn't have internet back then, ma'am. Then I grew up, and I was responsible for making my own dinner and working for the weekend. Adopted new meaning. Okay. I began waiting for things like the one and tuning my ear to my calling, and both of those things seem very big and grown up and kind of scary, but kind of fun too. So when you say the one, man, you're talking about you started waiting for things like the one that you wanted to marry and date and have a family with. Waiting suddenly seemed like more than just ticking off the minutes on my bedside clock. This woman has some very fancy ways of writing her sentences. My soul carried the full weight of an unknown future. It was a future bright with possibility. Okay, great. But I was young, and there's a lot of grace when you're just starting out on your own and trying to figure things out. You've got time, everybody said. It's true, you do have time. Now, there's going to come a point where, especially if you're a woman, if you want to have kids, your biological clock will start ticking. But if you're in your early 20s, late teens, early 20s, you've got time. You definitely do. And I did. But now I'm 40, and everybody kind of already assumes I have it all figured out. I'm 47, man, and I don't have it all figured out. Nobody does. It's a learning process each and every day. I learn something new each and every day. I want to take a moment here, 4 minutes ago, to the person that's been donating to me every now and then behind the scenes. Sir, you did it again on Cash App. Thank you for the $5 anonymous donation. Again, if you want to talk at some point during the rest of this week or early next week, typically weekdays or weeknights are better for me, or even sometimes during the day on the weekdays. And some weekends I'm free. Reach out to me, man. I would love to help you out. I'd love to hear what's going on. I know you had mentioned in the past that you're going through a divorce, and yeah, I'd love to be there for you, man. And you don't need to continue donating, man. That's up to you, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. I'd be happy to help in any way possible. Wow. It's not even the money, folks. It's the fact that somebody values what you're saying. That's what makes me feel good. The money doesn't make me feel good. Yes, we do need money to survive, but it's somebody really valuing who you are as a person and appreciating who you are. Thank you again, sir. I appreciate that. I do. So once again, she says, but now I'm 40. Everybody kind of already assumes I have it all figured out. So being thrust into the throes of waiting causes a knee-jerk reaction to, how should I say this, panic. Time is not on my side. Well, if you haven't had kids yet, ma'am, your biological clock is definitely ticking pretty hard in your early 40s. No disrespect, they're just the biological facts. That's the truth. But I don't want to wallow in the wait. Although waiting is hard, waiting can also be good. What if I anticipated what's next in my life with the same expectant joy I approach my summer vacation? That's a good way to look at it, man. That's a good way to look at it, because if you're struggling to bring joy into something else that you're trying to accomplish, then focusing on something that allows you to feel joy and comparing it to that will definitely help you out. Absolutely. Take the same approach. Excellent. What if waiting was the best part of what's next? It usually is. But see, we're all so impatient in this crazy modern world we live in, because we now live in a digital world where we have things come to us instantly. Once again, especially on these smartphones here, like my iPhone 12 Pro Max, or on our laptops or desktops, our TVs, now our smart TVs. Our TVs are basically not even a TV, they're a monitor. They're an internet-enabled monitor is what they are. And you could stream right to your TV and use your phone to control the TV. I use my YouTube app to watch YouTube videos on my big screen TV. Yeah, I get it. Just because I have to be patient doesn't mean I'm paralyzed. That's true. That's a good way to look at it. June will be here before I know it, and my dreams aren't passive. We're saving up for this trip. I'm exercising every day to prepare my body for swimsuit season. Okay, a lot of people will do that. Now, sometimes people will gain a little bit of weight, during, the off, during opposite, I can't even say this right, winter and fall and winter, and then spring and summer, they start to get back into shape because those are the seasons where people go out to the beach and they want to be in shape and they want to look good, right? The kids are looking at the floor plan of the house where we'll stay and negotiating the logistics of who's sleeping where. So, ma'am, you're actually married with kids, or at least you have kids. This is the vacation I anticipate all year. So when June finally rolls around, I want to be ready. So you love this so much, you go out of your way to perfect this. You plan it. You probably, pack your favorite clothes and your swim gear. You probably bring some snacks and some other food, etc. And you are going to lose those 5 or 10 extra pounds you put on. So that way you feel good within yourself and you look good when you're wearing that bikini, and you just, will be able to be more relaxed. I get it. That's a good way to look at it. Absolutely. 1 week at the beach is a very small thing compared to that next big career step or decision to abandon what's comfortable to do something other people might think is crazy. True. The tension of the in-between is an important time of preparation. Right. Plan something out, right? You can plan something out a month or 2 or 3 in advance. But during that time, take baby steps to prepare for that. You don't have to spend all day every day trying to perfect it perfectly, right? But, along the way, as you get closer, or let's say you need to lose 5 or 10 pounds and you've got 5-6 months before you're going on that trip, plan it out. Say, okay, if I'm going to lose 10 pounds by that time, I need to lose 1 to 2 pounds per month. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to eat, maybe 200 or 300 calories less than I typically do every day. I'm going to count my calories, and I'm also going to, walk a mile or 2 or 3 or 4 every day. And by the time the trip comes around, I'll have lost the weight. It can also be a time of hopeful anticipation. Yeah, you're anticipating it's going to be a fun time and you're going to enjoy it, and the people you're with are going to enjoy it as well. I'm reminded of a verse in Zechariah, which brings me great comfort, even though these words were not said directly to me. Do not despise this small beginning, for the eyes of the Lord rejoice to see the work begin, to see the plumb line in the hand of Zerubbabel, Zechariah 4:10. Indeed, these are the days that will prepare us for a new day. Okay, very biblical there, but makes sense. Makes great sense. If we could reframe what it means to wait, how would that change our attitude in the midst of it all, or the midst of it? That's true. Okay. If we could reframe what it means to wait, how would that change our attitude? Well, if, we realize that being patient is going to get us further ahead in the long run, and that good things come to those who wait. And I'll tell you what, other people, which is what it's going to take to get ahead in any aspect in life, are going to be much more willing to work with you and help with you if you are patient with them, and don't force them to help you right away. Maybe you request someone's help, and you'll ask them when are they free, and they'll say, well, I'm pretty booked for the next 2 weeks, but I can get to you in 3 weeks. And you say, okay, great. Why don't we set that up, for the third Monday from now? Okay. But if you say no, is there any way you can do it sooner than that? I just need to get this done now. You see what the difference is? That person might be less likely to help you out or work with you if you're not patient. But if you're patient with anyone, you're going to get much further ahead because they don't feel forced, and they also don't feel like, you're a crazy person that's going to make their life miserable. People want to work with people and help people that make things simple, that simplify things. Okay. Would we be better equipped to accept what comes, whether it is what we want or simply what's next? That's true. Sometimes you're not going to get what you want. You're going to get what's meant to happen next. Okay? In those situations, in certain situations, I'm always like, hope for the best and see what happens. Put myself out there and see what happens, right? Whether it's dating, a business prospect, or anything else in life. Put it out there and just see what happens and be patient. Be patient. Good things come to those who wait. Eventually, something will come out of it. It may not be exactly what you want, but it'll be better than nothing. And that's going to feel good too. So we learn to embrace the in-between. Absolutely. Sometimes you got to meet people in the middle. Sometimes you got to meet in the middle. Everybody I know is either waiting on something or waiting for something. Yeah, that's the problem with this world nowadays. They're waiting on something or for something rather than making something happen themselves for someone else. Or either for themselves. Perhaps like me, you're hopeful of a new day, or maybe you're overwhelmed with a terrible soul-crushing pain you think will never end. We've all had that. I had my pinched nerve, last year. And I'm pretty much like 95% recovered from it. I still, feel a little of the lingering pain, but it's not nearly as bad. But trust me, I've been there. And I've been patient because I know that, the right thing, which is the good thing, will happen over the course of time. So I'm waiting it out patiently and I'm not letting it get to me. Let's see. Maybe you feel hopeless about what's next. Maybe you're ambivalent because the wait has been longer than you anticipated. That's going to happen sometimes. Sometimes things will pan out sooner than later. Sometimes things will take a long time, and sometimes things just will never pan out. You just have to learn to understand that and be patient. Because in the end, what's meant to happen is going to happen regardless of how you react or what you do. And you're just tired. Yeah, it happens. You put in all this effort, like I put out here on YouTube. I've done thousands of videos between my former channel and this one. And when when it's not happening, you get tired sometimes. Take a day off and rejuvenate your mind and your soul and sleep it off and come back the next day and keep moving forward. That's my advice. You feel like there's somebody on the other end of an invisible phone cord saying, "Thank you for your patience. Please stay on the line. Your call is very important to me." Or it's typically to us, it's a company. When you call them, it says, "Thank you for your patience. Please stay on the line. Your call is very important to us." Some of them will say, "Your estimated hold time is 1 hour and 47 minutes. You are the 50th person in line for a representative." Well, when I get that, I'll call back there another time. Let me check out the chat real quick. Let's see what's going on here. Button's World says, "Hey, Will," on the YouTube side of things. Lewis Fuller says, "Good afternoon, host." Lewis Fuller also says, "I just gave you a like. I just shared your stream out." Thank you so much, Lewis. I appreciate it. Button's World says, "Hey, Lewis." And Lewis says, "Hi, Button's World." And over on Facebook, holy smokes, Brian Koutrakis, the Greek buddy. How you doing, bro? I don't know if you're still around or not. You made a comment 23 minutes ago. I was in the middle of reading the stream, but how you doing, dude? It's great to see you. I've been trying to reconnect with some people from my former in-person networking organization or network in Northern California, which you were a part of. Thank you for stopping by, dude. We can definitely reconnect soon. And if you or anyone else that would like to do a live interview at some point, I'm looking to interview people on my YouTube channel, which I'm also now simulcasting at the same time on Facebook. Great to see you here, man. Appreciate it, man. Awesome. Lewis Fuller says, you're welcome. All right, let me get back to this here. You're frustrated because right now seems so much better than 5 months from now, or 5 years from now, or 5 decades from now. Right. Like, let's be honest. Who wouldn't want anything and everything that they want to be accomplished right away? No one would say no to that, right? No one would say no to that, right? But we all know that that's not possible, or it's highly unlikely. Now, sometimes you might get lucky and accomplish certain things much quicker or almost right away, but for the majority of things that you're trying to accomplish in life, they're going to take time, effort, and patience. Bottom line, time, effort, and patience. Just keep pushing forward. You're going to get there eventually. Your time will come. Good things come to those who wait. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. All right. But if we got everything we wanted right now, we'd miss all that growth that comes from working hard in the midst of what's in the middle, what's between the before and after. Right. We would get bored because things would be too easy. It wouldn't be challenging enough. Well, one way or another, we would find a way to complain about something else if we even got what we wanted or got everything we wanted right away. Thank you for your patience. Please stay on the line. Your call is very important to me. That's what the author of this blog wrote again. Stay the course. Wouldn't you love to be able to one day say, this was worth the wait? How many times have you folks accomplished something that took longer than you expected, but you finally accomplished it, then you were happy, and you said, it was well worth the wait. It was well worth it, right? It was worth the wait. I bet each and every one of you have experienced that a time or two in your life, or maybe more, like me. All right, let me switch back to full screen. And I'm going to queue up some royalty-free YouTube music and take a quick break here and then come back and get into the other blog involving patience. So let's... Okay. Just need one more. All right, folks, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away and take a 5 to 7 or 8 minute break. When I get back, I'm going to be reading a blog titled, Patience is the Key to Your Success in Life. Without it, you're dead in the water. Patience is the key to your success in life. Without it, you're dead in the water. So stick around. We'll be right back. we back now? Are we back now? Wow. All right. All right. Let me kill the music there. Mutt, are you able to hear me? Oh my. I've never had that happen in the middle of a show. You should be able to hear me again now. Let me know before we move forward here. Okay, good. I'll let you know what happens, or what happened. Were you able to hear me the first part of the show, Mutt? Was the microphone going through? Let me know. I want to try something here real quick and just make sure that this is working fine. All right. That's the digital world. Technical difficulties sometimes happen on the fly, but you were able to hear me for the first part of the show. What ended up happening, folks, is that I use this software program to enhance my audio, and I run it through virtual audio cables. And the program that I used, or that I use, all of a sudden just stopped outputting audio, and I had to restart it. Yeah, I just couldn't hear you when you came back from break. I don't know what happened. It was a freak thing. I mean, I got plenty of RAM on my computer and a good processor, and this program typically works, but it just stopped working. I had to shut it down, restart that program, and now we are back. So my apologies, folks, that you couldn't hear me on the intro, but hopefully you enjoyed the music. All right. So today we are discussing good things come to those who wait. Patient people always win in the end. One more time. Good things come to those who wait. Patient people always win in the end. Excuse me. Had to clear my throat. My allergies have been acting up lately. Boy, I hate having allergies. Oh, man. If you missed the first part of the show, I went over a very interesting blog that it was called, Do You Believe the Best Things Come to Those Who Wait? If you missed any parts of that, go back and check out the replay. It was regarding a lady that shared her story about, things that she may not have been, patient initially, waiting for them to come around, but then she learned how to have more patience as she got older, and that's enhanced her life. It's made her look at things in a more positive way, and she's accomplishing more of what she wants to accomplish because she realizes that good things come to those who wait, and that when you're patient, your time will come. That's that. So check that out in case you missed it. Let's just go ahead and get to the second blog here. Let's switch on over to the browser screen. There it is. And the title is called, Patience is Key to Your Success in Life. Without it, you're dead in the water. One more time. Patience is key to your success in life. Without it, you're dead in the water. This was written by Blake Powell on March 19th, 2018. So about a couple years ago or so. Very relevant still to this day. Let's get right to it. You have to set big, hairy, and audacious goals to do great things. Right. If you don't know what you want and don't set goals to accomplish it, how are you ever going to make it happen? You got to think about it. You got to think about it in your head, and then you have to see if it's feasible. And then you have to, plan it, and then keep on trying to make it happen. Keep putting effort to make it happen, and have some patience. And if you're patient, any great thing, any good thing will come to those of you that are able to wait and be patient. But setting the goals themselves is only the first part of the equation. If you want to do anything great, you have to learn the art of following through. This is a big thing that most people don't do. They don't follow through. They don't follow through. I see a lot of this happening in the online dating world, but that's a beast in itself. Sometimes, a woman will ask you for your number, and then you give that woman your number, and then it's been a few days, and she still hasn't responded to you or sent you a text or tried to reach you by your number. And that doesn't mean that she necessarily changed her mind. Maybe, she didn't get the notification. Maybe she's overwhelmed by a lot of other messages and just didn't see your message. So why not follow up and follow through, and send another message saying, hey, I sent you my number like you asked. Let me know if you got it. And if she doesn't get back to you after a second time, then obviously, it's probably not a glitch. She probably saw it and maybe changed her mind, or a better offer came through. But see, folks, here's the thing. This is the one thing that I've learned in life. The one thing I've learned in life is to always follow up and follow through. Because the amount of things that I've been able to make happen successfully based on following up and following through are much greater than not following through at all. I've noticed that, if you just put something out there without following through, what I've noticed is maybe 10 or 20% of the time, you're going to, accomplish that specific thing. But if you end up following through, if that specific thing you're trying to make happen doesn't, happen right away, you have an even greater chance. Because again, when you're communicating with people, people are busy. They're getting lots of emails. They're getting lots of text messages. They've got a lot of things going on. So following through at least one time, depending on the situation, is, in my opinion, going to increase your chances of making that specific thing or that particular thing happen from like 10 to 20% to maybe 50, 60, or 70%. I've noticed when I follow through, I have 3 times of a greater chance of accomplishing that thing, or a greater success rate, than not following through or following up at all. It's very important. Excuse me a second. Man, Mutt, are the allergies getting to you? If you're still around, are the allergies really getting to you this time of the year? Because, man, they're really getting to me lately. I got to tell you. Anyway, that's where we slip, because taking action is scary. Well, it shouldn't be scary. How are you going to get somewhere if you don't take any action, right? And, if you're too scared to take action, then you're not going to move the needle. You're not going to get anywhere. So it's funny to me. I'll give you another example in the dating world. Some women, because of what they've been through in the past, for example, when they come across a good guy like me or another decent guy, and they really like the guy, they really want to give that guy a chance, but they're scared to take action because of what's happened in the past. Well, if you're scared to take action and give that guy a chance, how are you ever going to get what you want, right? You got to take that chance. And you have to understand that taking that chance, it might not get you what you want. Maybe the guy that seemed decent, that you gave a chance to finally, after getting over being scared, ends up being a douchebag, right? Ends up being a bad guy. You got to take that chance and understand that, hey, you may go through a lot of bad seeds or bad fish in the sea before you find the good one, right? But if you take no action, you're never going to get anywhere, right? It takes tenacity to follow through on our goals, and you need the audacity to set a huge, scary goal down and tell the world you're going to achieve it no matter what. Like my YouTube channel here and running my coaching business, I've been so heavily scrutinized, and everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people that don't like my content a lot of hateful people out here. They keep coming at me, trying to get me to go away, telling me I suck, telling me I'm boring, telling me this and that, right? And I keep saying, hey, you know what? Thanks, but no thanks. I'm going to keep moving forward, and I'm going to, find a way to make this work one way or another, despite what your thoughts are. So, when the blog author says, it takes tenacity to follow through on our goals, and you need the audacity to set a huge, scary goal down and tell the world you're going to achieve it no matter what. That's what I keep telling myself each and every day. I know one day, this business, my coaching business, and my social media presence is going to get to where I'd like it to get to, because I have the audacity and the tenacity to keep moving forward and fighting through it no matter what. And that's what I want to help you folks with as well. It takes guts to claim a piece of the pie for your own, right? Especially if you're not a selfish guy like me, But what else it takes, and a lot of? It takes patience. So much patience, it can take years of patience or even a decade of grueling work before you start to reap big results from all the time and hard work you put in, and it can be frustrating as hell. That's why I keep moving forward. I've been doing this for 4 years. Sometimes it may take up to a decade to make something successful, but if you believe in it and you keep pushing forward, you find a way to keep doing it, while still staying afloat, okay, you're going to get there eventually. You are. Could not have said that any better myself. The solution: learn how to be more patient than everybody else and revel in the hard work, no matter what anyone else tells you to do. That's the only way to reach your personal success. I don't care what anyone tells me. My friends, my family, YouTube trolls, haters, people that are on the opposite political side of the spectrum that I believe in, which I don't project my political spectrum anyway, but I've had so many people come at me, and I keep moving forward no matter what. That's what you need to do. You have to have the patience, the desire, the tenacity, etc. Keep moving forward. Don't let anyone stand in the way of your success. There's no clear-cut, easy way to success. You've heard all the cliches. Rome wasn't built in a day. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You need 10,000 hours to be great, etc. Well, I think I have more than 10,000 hours. But hey, maybe need another 10,000 hours. And that's what I'm working on right now. Keep moving forward. Be patient. And again, when you have those moments that test your patience, like my patience was tested last week, take the day off. Sleep it off, and then come back the next day and just start again. Keep going from where you left off. Who wouldn't want that, right? But even when looking down the vast tunnel where the light at the end signifies your future success, you still wonder why, despite your best efforts, it's just not happening for you. I was just saying that. That's what happened to me last week. Despite your best efforts, so you can give it your best legitimate shot, a genuine shot. Not be lazy, put in the hard work, do everything, and it still might not be happening for you. It's not because it wasn't meant to happen. Your time just hasn't come yet. Good things come to those who wait and who have patience and who have perseverance and persevere through things. It's only human to wonder and beat ourselves up for not being successful yet after all. That's what I was saying. That's why last week I did that video and I put out some social media postings that I've now deleted that said, I think it's time to throw in the towel. That's how I was feeling. That didn't mean I was going to do it, but I put that out there because I wanted my social network, and I wanted my social network to know which is what I'm trying to say, and I wanted to be transparent with them. And I wanted to show them that even though I'm a strong person and I always push through things, I have my moments, and that's normal. You're going to have your moments as well. I don't care what you're doing, working on a novel, building an audience, creating a body of work. It all takes time, but time is our greatest asset. It could also be our worst enemy if you don't know how to manage it properly. We'll do another show on that at some other point. We have lots of it, even though we squander a lot of it. It's true. That another way of saying that is we waste a lot of time on nonsense and drama and BS rather than focus on positive things that are going to move us forward. If you're struggling with that, I can help you with that as well. The question becomes how to best use the time we have to fuel our progress rather than hinder it. That's called time management, like I just said. Excellent. Got to learn to manage your time better. Focus on productive things and get rid of all the negative things that aren't getting you anywhere or setting you back. How do you use your time? How do you try to be patient? Despite your best efforts to rush the job, you don't rush the job. You take your time and you do it right. If you rush it, you're more than likely going to make mistakes. And the more and more mistakes you make, the more corrections you have to make, the more time you're wasting. Take your time and get it done right the first or second time. Be patient. Your time will come. 10 steps over 10 days are better than 1,000 steps in one day without any follow-up for a month. Going small has its advantages, and you can build it into something big. Right. So it's better to do something consistent. It's better to do something less and more consistent than to do something more every so often. That's what they're saying there. All right. But going big right out of the gate, it is only a recipe for disaster and a guaranteed way to burn out. Right. When you go all in, you go big, you try to, succeed at something in 1 or 2 days, you're going to put an enormous amount of energy into it. And when you don't reach, or if you don't reach your results, because most people are not going to reach their results right away, or their desired results right away, you're gonna burn out, and you're gonna be upset, and you're gonna feel horrible. Take your time, build it slowly but surely. And when you build it slowly but surely, it's going to end up being more sustainable long term. Even if you're able to create something fast out of the gate, most of those things that are created fast have a short shelf life. You want something sustainable and long term? Take your time and build it right over the course of time. Get to know, like, and trust people. Build relationships. Sometimes you got to give away the farm for free. And that's what I've been doing lately, is I've been giving away free coaching sessions. If you want a free free 30-minute coaching session, email me. Go in the description. And email me at Coach Eli at coacheli@eliasmelas.com, and we'll arrange that. I used to think I should only write epic, long-form content, stuff that was at least 1,000 words, but preferably 2,000 to 3,000 words long. So I'd occasionally write, waiting for the spark of a bright idea to take hold of me that was worthy of an epic post. That's the problem I have too. Even as a coach, I'll come out and admit that. What I was trying to do in the past, even recently, and I've just changed that, is create videos that I felt had the best chance of going viral and getting more views. And now I've changed my outlook. I'm just going to create videos that I feel like creating. I'm going to talk about topics that I feel like creating. I'm just going to be me. Not saying I wasn't me in the past, but I'm not going to overthink it. Because if I am me, it's going to resonate with people at some point down the road. And at some point my time will come, because I'm being even more authentic than just trying to, create things that I assume are going to go viral. So that was brilliantly stated by the blog author there. It didn't take long for these huge expectations to become too much and drive me into an oblivion of not creating a damn thing for weeks and months to come. Yeah, you got, a writer's block. You burned out. You burned out. You realized that you were trying to write your blogs in ways that you felt was going to get you the most traction rather than just writing them because you enjoy writing them. Everybody makes that mistake initially. Once you realize that mistake and you correct it, that's when things start heading in the right direction. Which wasn't good for anybody, especially my own self-confidence. Right, it can take a toll on your self-confidence if you allow it to. But if you realize that good things come to those who wait and things take time and patience, your time will eventually come when the time is right. It will. My own vision of success had crippled me into a state of non-creation, a state of perpetual writer's block. I was just saying that. I was stuck in a fog of my own doubts, completely lost with nowhere to go but forward. Right? We've all felt like that. We've all felt like that. Again, when you feel like that, take the day off. Don't force content just to get it out. Don't feel like you have to get something out into the public because you want to be consistent every day. Sometimes taking the day off is much better for the soul, and it's also going to prevent you from putting out a horrible piece of content. Take the day off, relax, sleep it off, and come back the next day. And I bet you that'll clear your mind, and you'll start creating greatness again. You'll head back on the right path. But I didn't want to move forward. I just wanted to stay right here, doing what I always did, because it's in your comfort zone. We all have our comfort zone. You want to be successful, you have to constantly step out of your comfort zone. Most people are afraid to do that. Until you get over that, you will never truly reach success. You've got to step out of your comfort zone. Even though the spark was all but extinguished. Ooh, wow. Wow. Okay. Let me see how much more do we have here. Oh, not a whole lot more. Block out the noise and quiet your mind. Everyone has their own ideas of how you should best do something. Whenever you're doing, there are hundreds of thousands of books on it. Whatever you're doing, there are hundreds of thousands of books on it, regardless of the size of your niche. Even with the internet, there are blogs on every topic imaginable, either small, free blogs or self-hosted personal blogs or posts right here on Medium. Yeah, this is from medium.com. That's true. We have the internet, plenty of information out there. If you're struggling with something, you can Google search it and find anything. You can YouTube search it and find anything. There's always a solution out there to your problem. You just have to go look for it. Go find it. The problem is they often contradict each other because advice is a dime a dozen these days. That's true because there are many people out here trying to give advice that don't know what they're talking about. So you gotta, get a feel, for who you can trust and who resonates with you, and focus more on those people. If you come across some people that are not doing the right thing, that could set you in the opposite direction. So you gotta, get a feel if the person you're following or the information you're seeing out there is accurate. You'll know. You'll be able to tell. But being patient will never change. Patience is a virtue, yes, but let me be clear. There's a difference between patience and hesitation, between going for it and waiting it out. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You go for it when it's deemed to go for it. When it feels right to push forward, go for it. When you've done everything you can, maintain that, and then just keep maintaining that and wait for your time to come. Be patient. It's going to come. Good things come to those who wait. And have patience. Right. Being patient is accepting that great things take a long time to build. Absolutely, they do. I'm living proof of it. 4 years of running this business. It's nowhere near where I want it to be. It's further ahead than it was when I started, but nowhere near where I want it to be. It takes a long time to build. And hesitation is looking down the hole of what you'd have to do to get where you want to be and stopping dead in your tracks. Right. Patience is accepting that creating your best work is going to take a while. It does take a while. It takes a long time, lots of effort, and living with that. You got to learn to live with it. You got to learn to accept it and understand that that's just the way it is. Not complaining about it and bemoaning your situation, but just putting your head down and doing the work regardless of the outcome it gives you. Absolutely. Absolutely. When you do the work, regardless of the outcome it gives you, you're doing it because you love to do it, not because you want to make money or get a lot of views and subscribers and all that, and likes and all that. When you do it because you love it, it will eventually find its way to the right audience and it'll take off on its own. Again, your time will come. Good things come to those who wait, and be patient. If you're not patient and don't give yourself fully to the work, you'll never get anywhere at all. Right. You got to dedicate yourself to it. You got to be dedicated and devoted and be consistent. Be honest with yourself. And don't do things that you feel like I said earlier, that are going to get you the most traction. Do the things you love to do. Because in the end, you're going to find the right audience that really believes in you because you're being yourself. You're not trying to be something else just to try to get more views, more subscribers, more likes, right? And even if you do, you won't be able to sustain enough forward momentum to keep going every day. Absolutely you won't, because you're not being yourself. You're not going to enjoy what you're doing. You're trying to do it to skate the system. And even if you're able to skate the system for a little while, it's not going to be sustainable long term. I've seen many people skate the system for a while, and then after a year or two or less, it all comes crashing down. That's part of the reason why blogging almost every day is helpful, because it forces me to keep going no matter what. Well, you don't have to blog every day. You can. Maybe you blog 2 or 3 times a week. If you can blog every day and you have the energy and you love it and it feels natural, do it. If you're doing it because you feel forced to do it to keep the momentum going of your traction, that's not the right reason. Because no matter how good I thought yesterday's piece was and how bad today's is, I keep going. That's all any of us can do. I feel the same way about my content. Some people will like it, some people won't. It's bottom line. Eventually, you keep moving forward, you're going to get more people to offset the people that don't like it. Initially, when you're starting, you're going to be dealing with more haters. That's just what happens. And then once you start to offset, the haters with more people that like your content, the good people that like your content are going to drown out the haters and trolls. Keep moving forward. You will all get there. Let me check out the chat real quick. We'll catch up with everyone heading out to dinner with family. Thanks for stopping by, Mutt. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay. Nobody else on the Facebook side of things? Okay, no problem. Let's move forward. With that persistent plodding forward, I'd be stuck. I'd never learn to be patient with the process and accept the results as they come. Right. You got to have persistence and perseverance. You got to keep pushing forward, because if you love what you do, that's going to naturally propel you forward. You don't love what you do, that, in my opinion, is what's going to make you feel stuck. You're only going to be stuck if you don't really enjoy and love what you do beyond the money, the views, subscribers, likes, etc. I'd never learned to be patient with the process and accept the results as they come. So he's saying, without that persistent plodding forward, I'd be stuck. I'd never learn to be patient with the process and accept the results as they come. Good things come to those who wait. Patience is a virtue. Your time will come. I keep saying it like a broken record. I say it because I hope it resonates with you folks. Repetition is the mother of skill. The more you hear something, the more you remember it, and then you start applying it, and it starts to work for you. Despite the cost it takes, unless you're doing the necessary work to keep yourself going every day, you're only dooming yourself to fail and never reach your dreams at all. Right? You got to do the necessary work every day. There are things you can do every day to move your vision forward, your goals, dreams, aspirations, whatever you're trying to accomplish. There's something you can do each and every day to move a little bit forward. As long as you take a step forward in the right direction each and every day, whether that day is considered a successful day or not, at least you are attempting to moving forward. You, in essence, are moving the needle forward, even if it's not technically moving forward. Remember that, so when someone questions why you're not where they think you should be, you can safely ignore them. Like the trolls and haters, I ignore them all the time because they're pointless to me. They're wasting my time, right? And, they're just out here to have fun and games. And these people are insecure and projecting their own insecurities onto other people. Why let them get to you or me, right? So when these people question why you're not where they think you should be, you can safely ignore them. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I've learned to deal with it. I struggled dealing with it initially when I came out here on YouTube on my former channel 4 years ago, but I learned. That's why I shut down my former channel. My former channel was a learning experience. Yes, I was trying to make the business work through that channel, but it was a learning experience. I learned a lot about how the online world works, how YouTube works, how trolls and haters work, and I learned how to stop them dead in their tracks. That's one thing, like the blog author says right here, I'll highlight it. You can safely ignore them, right? You can safely ignore them. That's all you do. Because there's only doing the work and not doing it. Right. You're either going to do the work or not. You're either going to keep making content on YouTube or not, if that's, what you enjoy doing like I do. So you're either going to do the work and keep moving forward, or you're going to stop doing the work and not move forward. And when you're doing it, nothing else really matters. Right. Because that's what you enjoy. That's what defines you. That's your purpose. When you make it your purpose, if it's really your true purpose, what you're trying to create, it's going to naturally propel you forward to keep moving forward. Even when the chips are down. Even when you're not getting the results, as quickly as you would expect. Weirdly enough, when you consistently do the work over time, magic will start to appear in your life. If you have the patience and the awareness to see it, that alone will be enough to keep you going for the rest of your life to come. Right. Again, I've been doing this for a little over 4 years now on YouTube. That's a long time. And many people say, hey, you've done it for 4 years. If you haven't reached success yet, you suck. You're never going to make it. And many people that have been in my shoes in this same situation will hear other people say that and then they'll give up. Me? No. This is only the beginning. There's a lot more to come. And that's the way you should look at it as well. If you really, truly enjoy what you're doing and you truly want to accomplish something and make it happen. Okay. And that's the end of that. All right, folks. I'm going to move back over to full screen and start wrapping this up. I want to thank you all for being here. I've got some other things that I'm going to be doing later tonight. I've been connecting with a bunch of people lately and setting up appointments. And I've got some other things that I've been enjoying in my personal life. Maybe at some point I'll share those things. But I will say, things are looking pretty good. I'm making the best out of the beginning of 2021, despite what's been happening in our world lately. And the day that I'm doing this live stream and this video is being recorded is Monday, January 18th. We are 2 days away from the inauguration of Joe Biden. And I just hope it goes smoothly. I hope that there aren't any crazy riots or people trying to be crazy. If they do, they're going to be hit by a bunch of, National Guards people, and yeah, it's not going to end up well for them. So, and I'm a little bit tired. I'll be honest. I'm a little bit exhausted. I've had a bunch of phone calls to make lately, and they kept me up pretty late at night. So I'm going to just get some rest and get on out of here. So pardon me if I didn't have the typical energy I normally have. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you to the Nuts World for being here. Thank you to Lewis Fuller for being here. Thank you to Furious, Reactor Gaming, who was here earlier. And thank you to anyone else that was on the Facebook side of things. Brian, thank you for stopping on by today. That being said, have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.